Hello and welcome. Welcome to Summer Solstice 2022. I'm Bonnie Salomon. We are just a few hours into solstice and we welcome you. Those of you who are in the warmer climes, you know it definitely is summer. On behalf of my business partner, Judy Keating, and myself of Wise Transformation, we welcome you. Wise Transformation is where spirituality meets the everyday. So summer solstice. No surprise that this is the astronomical phenomenon in which the Earth's axle tilts towards the sun at its maximum. No surprise, we all kind of know that. Even though the solstice is the longest day in the Northern Hemisphere, most places don't get to see the earliest sunrise of the year on this day. So the earliest sunrise happens a few days before, and the sunset a few days after. So it's a pretty long day anyway. And as I say, for those of us in the heat, we definitely know it's the longest day and the shortest night. Wherever you are and however you are celebrating this event, we hope that it is a day filled with magic for you. So this is from a dear sister of ours, Kaylin Castell, who is an extraordinary astrologer and a very wise woman. And you can find her on kaylincastell.com. And this is what I gleaned from her about this particular summer solstice. So in addition to the sun being on the galactic cross and on the hand of the high man, who is Orion, representing a major turning of the age, the moon is with Jupiter, Chiron, and Mars in Aries. Now, what does this mean? It means that we are continuing to heal the wounds of injustice through forgiving the unforgivable, through kindness, and through love. So I think it's important to stop here and actually consider the idea of forgiving the unforgivable. What exactly does that mean? Were there people in your life that perhaps perpetuated some acts that you found unforgivable? Are there players on the world stage now that you consider unforgivable because of their injustice to their fellow man? So I'd like us to take a minute and just consider what you think is unforgivable, and can you forgive it? Really delve into that. We consider ourselves to be beings of higher consciousness, and we strive towards non-judgment, if you will, being compassionate and loving. Are we willing to take that extra step? Are we willing to forgive the unforgivable? So in your contemplations over solstice, I'd like you to consider that question. Jot it down. What's unforgivable, and can you forgive it? Now, here's what we know about the solstice. Certainly, it expands the day. It expands the light. Will it expand you? Will you allow it to expand you into hope, into connection, and into revelation? It can draw you out with compassion and then demand the best your love has to give. I think we can all probably resonate with that pretty well. Here comes the kicker, though. Compassion is not all softness. It's fierce. It is unyielding, uncompromising in the love that feeds it. Centering love is no joke, no easy task. This is a quote from We Moon, which is just an amazing calendar every year. And they really ask of us that we consider a number of things. So let's go back. Compassion is not all softness. So think about that. Now, it came to me as I was reading this passage for about the fifth or sixth time that the compassion for myself is pretty fierce. It takes consciousness and it takes work to be compassionate with myself. May not be as difficult to be compassionate with others. When you examine the steps you take to compassion, is it fierce and unyielding in its love? I think that's another question for you to ponder. So jot a note. Is compassionate in your life? Is compassion in your life fierce? Is it unyielding? So the solstice is always a wonderful time to connect and tune in to our intuition and to the beauty of nature all around us. Let's take another moment. Let's consider a time to connect and tune in with our own intuition. So let's take a moment, close your eyes, connect with your intuition. For some people, it's in the solar plexus. Other people, it's in their hearts, their minds. Intuition. What is this summer solstice saying to you about your intuition? So let's take a moment and listen. Well, I got a great message. Intuition connected with me to challenge me to stop, to look around me at this full time of the year when everything is awakened and everything is in blossom, and to be in gratitude, to literally and figuratively fall to my knees in gratitude for the beauty of nature all around us. I sure hope you'll take some time to do something that your intuition has mentioned to you. As the sun reaches this special marker in the cosmic skies, the ancients believed that the veil between the worlds, between this world and the other world, is thinnest. Now, we know that Samhain is a time when the veils between the worlds are also very thin. And we know now that they also believed this was a time when the veils were very thin. And they also believed that the spirits of nature were more active and more willing to be present for all of us at this time. So open and be aware and be ready to welcome the spirits of nature, however you perceive them, at this very lovely, beautiful time of the year. So here we are. Those of us in the Northern Hemisphere are experiencing the first harvest, and we have been for a few weeks now. This is such a time of abundance. Everywhere we look, there's abundant animal life. There's even abundant insect life. They're beautiful plants, flowers, the sustenance from the earth, all the treasures that Mother Earth has for us. So while we're appreciating that, let's take a time of reflection on our own personal growth. We talk about the light opening our consciousness and bringing into the light anything that may have been shadow. Well, because there is so much more light now, we have much time and much energy to bring forward what's in our own consciousness, things that we may have hidden in a corner, things that we may have put in a dark place. It's time now to bring them to the light. We see the sun as the light of consciousness. So more to think about, more to consider. Yes, things are growing from Mother Earth, and our consciousness is growing. Our consciousness is expanding. We have soul seeds to plant. And those soul seeds will open us to transformation. And after we have fed the seeds to our own transformation, then it's time to open up to transform society, to use your seeds to transform society. So I'm going to ask these questions. I'm going to give you a little background, ask these questions, and then ask you to turn off your computer, your laptop, your iPad, your phone, and journal with these questions. So we are going to actually be with our consciousness. And here are the two questions, and I'll leave this screen up for a moment. You can stop your video here. How can you shine your brightest light going forward? What does that mean, to shine your brightest light going forward? And for each person, that's different. It may be that shining your brightest light is to be in service, is to step up, to be in relationships in a different kind of way, to do self-care differently. So again, how can you shine your brightest light going forward? So that's your first journal question. Your second one is, what do you need to fill yourself to shine that light? What's missing for you that once you have it, you can shine that light even brighter? So now turn off your computer, stop the program, and consider. I'll be back with you when you click to turn it back on. Okay, welcome back. I hope that you had some interesting thoughts about the shining of your light and what you need inside you. What kind of self-care, what kind of gift, what kind of nourishment do you need to let that light shine? So here are some suggestions about a way to spend the solstice. Use every occasion to fill your lungs with fresh air and breathe. So let's do that now. No time like the present. Deep breath in. Feel the breath of life, and exhale. Another breath of life. Exhaling worry, concern, fear. And one more. Breath of life. And expressing gratitude for all the riches, all the abundance, and all the fertility in your life. Another suggestion, choose a nature spot with a spectacular sunrise view to greet the first rays of the sun. And again, you have that extended period. Breathe in the smell of wildflowers, feel the warmth of the sun on your skin, and hear the bird song. What better way to honor the solstice? There are all kinds of rituals because it's a very, very outdoorsy kind of season. What would you choose to do for a solstice ritual? If you had a choice of these few things, would you have a bonfire? Perhaps after the sun goes down, sometime after 9:15, 9:30 in some parts of our hemisphere, a bonfire, a potluck lunch, potluck dinner, making some preserves, getting in all the abundance, the fertility, and the beauty of the solstice. Make some preserves or can some vegetables. And even if you've never done it before, it's not that difficult. You can do it. Or you can pull together a drum circle or a karaoke circle. Be outdoors, experience Mother Nature at her finest. I'd like to once again call on my dear friend Kaylin Castell and read this June solstice blessing and gratitude. Blessed by the bright light of the sun, blessed by summer's enlivening fun, blessed by the abundance of the earth, blessed by joy, ecstasy, and mirth. Blessed to be here now, blessed to uphold a sacred vow. To honor the gift of this time and to celebrate all that is mine, to honor the sacred ways and to celebrate with heartfelt praise, to honor the beauty of this earth and to celebrate her glorious rebirth. Gratitude for this luminous season of light, radiating blissful, magical, magnificent delight. Gratitude for those wondrous mysteries and insight, shining with miraculous love so brilliantly bright. I'd like to invite you to join my partner, Judy Keating, for her Cancer New Moon Community Celebration in 6 days on June 27th at 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Once we've completed, if you live somewhere where you can go outside, play your favorite song, and move your energy, that would be a great way to celebrate the solstice. I hope you picked up some, maybe some pointers on how to make this solstice even better than the ones before. And I hope I've given you some things to think about in terms of compassion. What does your compassion look like in terms of shining your light, making your light really bright? How do you do that? What do you need to fill yourself so that your light can shine brightly? On behalf of Judy Keating and myself, I want to thank you for joining us and wish you a verdant and abundant growing season. I do want to mention thanks to roamingyoga.com and foreverconscious.com. and Mary Grace Garris for some of the invaluable information. And of course, my dear friend Kaylin Castell for the magic that she always shares with us. And we sure hope that we will be seeing you soon, that you will join Judy Keaty on the 27th for her celebration. And we're here, the solstices, the equinoxes, and the cross-quarter days of Imbolc, Beltane, Lughnasadh, and Samhain. So be well on behalf of Wise Transformation. We hope to see you soon.